This is our world, the year is 2024. While the year has just begun, I want to take you 100 years later, to the year 2124. Let's see what we can see in the next century. If you are ready, fasten your seatbelts. A very interesting video is waiting for you. You know, a lot has changed in the last few centuries, more than you can believe, at any time in human history. It has witnessed such rapid change. If you had fallen asleep as a soldier of Sultan Alparslan, the ruler of the great Seljuk state, in 1071, and woke up 500 years later, in 1571, during the Battle of Badi, the world would still look very familiar to your eyes. There have been many changes in technology, lifestyle, and political boundaries. Even though you still feel at home, in return, Sultan Selim too fell into a similar sleep and woke up in the 21st century with the sound of an iPhone, and the world around him seemed so foreign that you couldn't recognize it. Or is this heaven and hell? In the 16th century, there were approximately 500 million people in the world. Today, this number is almost 8 billion. In 1500, the value of total goods and services produced by humans in today's dollars is approximately 250 billion. Today, annual production is approximately $60 trillion. While consuming energy, today's energy consumption is 1,500 trillion calories per day. Although the human population has increased by 16 times, production has increased by 240 times and energy consumption has increased by 115 times. Now I want you to think that a warship of today goes back to the 16th century Ottoman period. It could destroy the navies of all the great powers without even a scratch. Likewise, today's 5 largest ships could carry all the cargo of all the merchant fleets of the Selim II period. A modern computer could easily store all the information and tables of the Middle Ages. Moreover, there would be a lot of waste left over. The bank has more money than all the ancient kingdoms of the world combined. So, let me tell you what the cities were like in the 16th century. For example, very few cities had more than 100,000 inhabitants. Most buildings were made of adobe wood or reeds, and I consider a 3-story building a skyscraper. The streets were full of ruts. They were just dirt roads. And these were very dusty in the summer, and covered with mud in the winter. We were serving pedestrians, horses, goats, meat and a small number of horse carriages. The most well-known noises in the cities are human and animal sounds and the sounds of hammers and saws mixed with them from time to time. At sunset the cities are pitch black. Only the occasional candle, or the light of a flickering torch made me laugh. Now I'm asking you, someone living in such a city, modern Istanbul. Read it well or see Mumbai. I think I'm speechless. Well, if someone living in today's world, that is, in the year 2024, falls asleep today and wakes up only a century later in 2124, what will he see? What will he think? Be sure. This situation is not at all like the situation of the soldier traveling from 1071 to 1571. It is more like Sultan Selim II waking up with the sound of his iPhone. The now come and predict in 10 items what awaits us until 2124: the change of the ecosystem, the melting of the glaciers, the depletion of pollution in the seas and industrial due to activities. Many rare species such as emperor penguins and polar bears will become extinct. 80% of the Amazon forests will disappear due to the consequences of forest fires, desertification, agriculture, and industrial expansion. Along with the extinction of the Amazon's flora and fauna, many indigenous peoples will disappear as a result of global warming. Parts of Antarctica will be named after Alaska, Iceland, and Scandinavia. Melting of surface ice in some polar regions. Large-scale human settlement will be possible. The poles will host many towns and buildings with millions of inhabitants. Thanks to genetic modification, agricultural activities will be possible even in the northernmost regions. 9. Technological singularity and bioengineering. Even the simplest computers will have much more computing power than all of humanity combined. Computing power will reach an unpredictable level. Technological singularity will occur. The complex structure of the human brain will be solved, thanks to the genetic nanotechnology and robotics revolutions. And human life will be extended with the help of nanobots. People will even be able to reverse aging. They will only lose their lives as a result of severe accidents and injuries. Genetic engineering and the rich will give birth to babies whose genes have been designed so that they can decide in advance their gender, skin, hair and eye color, down to their height. Bioengineers will work on bringing back extinct animals by rewriting their genes. Circuits in the brain by writing new codes on the human body. It will be reorganized, its biochemical color will change, it will even develop new lungs. Sports engineering will take this one step further and combine our bodies with tools such as artificial eyes that are not organic, or nanorobots that will repair problems by watching them in our bloodstream. Such sports will have capabilities that any organic body could not even dream of. Thanks to projects like Neuri's, people will be able to control vehicles just by thinking. Microchips inserted into the brain will take over the tasks of smart devices such as mobile phones. Thus, people will carry out even basic activities such as speaking telepathically. Learning a foreign language will be historyless. Developments in seismology, geophysicists, the entire Earth's crust and its benefits. They will be able to take maps up to about 50 kilometers below the surface. Simulations of advanced computers will be able to predict when and where an earthquake will occur and its exact magnitude. Thus, comprehensive preventive measures will be taken. However, some countries will go one step further with huge engineering projects, and heavy security measures will be taken to protect the areas closest to the earthquake. They will either go deep into this place and inject the benefits of nanotechnology-based liquid or gel. This will facilitate the interlocking of rock layers, using systematic explosives at points where lubrication is not possible. Instead of sudden and large earthquakes, a series of much smaller earthquakes will occur. Using this method, large earthquakes will be more likely to occur. It will be buffered by small magnitude earthquakes. In this way, structures on the surface will not be damaged and tsunamis can be prevented in coastal areas. 7. Artificial intelligence. It is in industry and agriculture at any time. Large-scale automation devices will be supported by artificial intelligence. Our virtual and robotic colleagues will replace us. Strengthened artificial intelligence will replace us. From the business world to the state administration's army. Artificial intelligence, which will cover everything from the manufacturing to the service sector, will often be combined with the human mind and will have the ability to expand human intelligence, albeit partially. In the 22nd century, cars that do not make mistakes will completely replace humans. Robots with artificial intelligence that can diagnose diseases with almost 100% accuracy will be used in all traffic areas of the city. Advanced algorithms that control lights, complex economic models, calculations that analyze them in seconds, and programs that can predict 2-week weather conditions with 99% accuracy will be an indispensable part of our lives. Less than 100 microvilli will be an indispensable part of our lives. Some of the coastal cities that can be saved will be submerged due to the sea rising by 2 meters. Hundreds of millions of people will spend trillions of dollars to prevent the ocean waters from intruding on the city's business. New hypermetropic hands will be built in the inner regions, but it will still be very difficult to fit the increasing world population into the reduced fertile lands. Floating Allah-shaped cities will be built. These cities can be relocated due to seasonal economic and socio-political reasons. The islands are equipped with 22nd century technology. There will be virtual reality suites, android robot servants, friends for you, swimming pools, work tracks for anti-gravity vehicles and carefully prepared botanical gardens. 5. Moons and Mars colonization in order to go to space more quickly and economically. What will the elevator become? Dozens of permanent alcohols will be installed. Advances in nanotechnology and three-dimensional printing will enable the construction of the upper ones within days or even hours. In the South Pole region, where there is a lot of frozen water in the Moon criteria, the Moon will be the first place where the lives of the citizens will be permanently driven. For the first time, a human being will be born on the Moon in an extraterrestrial place. A K will be considered a patriot in the world. Although it is rare, helium-3 is abundant on the Moon's surface. Thanks to the nuclear fission fuel, a galactic industrial revolution will be started on the Moon. Lunar materials will be exported even to the world. lunar tourism will begin. Going to the moon is now fast and relatively affordable for everyone. It will become affordable and safe. One of the largest telescopes in history will be built, which has a great advantage over the Earth's center telescopes since there is no atmosphere and other air circulation. The first Mars parcels will be implemented. Many projects will be put forward to make Mars livable by making it look like Earth. International agreements will be signed and the Martian lands will be divided into states. For transatlantic maglev trains. The construction of the transatlantic train, the most ambitious and largest engineering project in history, will be completed with trains using extremely fast magnetic levitation technology. Passengers using this train will be reached at a speed of 6,400 kilometers per hour. The same system that will be able to travel from Europe to America in less than an hour will shorten the distances much more than airplanes by connecting large population centers. 3. Was it personal unemployment and universal basic income? It will emerge by the intersection of information technology and biotechnology. The revolution will soon take billions of people out of the business world. The world will face mass unemployment as it will cover almost every business field, not just machine learning and robotics, but from yogurt making to yoga teaching. Artificial intelligence will be able to perform skills such as learning, analyzing, communicating, and even understanding human emotions. And although many new professions will emerge for people who will reach a level of empowerment in many of them, the technology and industrialization that will arise in a dysfunctional class will change its shell so rapidly that there will be simultaneously a high unemployment rate and a shortage of qualified workers. The average weekly working hours will exceed 20 hours. States will need effective stress reduction techniques such as drugs, neurofeedback methods, and meditation to keep their minds alive in their remaining free time. Governments will enact new laws shaped within the framework of the principle of protecting people, not professions, and will meet people's basic needs and protect their social status and spine. And universal basic with the income model, states will collect huge taxes from billionaires and companies that control algorithms and robots. They will use these taxes to meet the basic needs of the unemployed and the poor. Both of them are femtotechnology. Thanks to the technologies that will be developed, technologies such as teleportation technology and anti-gravity will be eliminated. A completely transparent metal that can withstand enormous pressures and tensile forces will be produced. A highly shiny or ultra-dense yet extremely light metal will be produced. In this way, exploration tools that can be easily used on the surface of the sun or underground magmas will be made. In the longer term, this development is an anecdote that will pave the way for major breakthroughs that contribute to the travel of interstellar ships close to the speed of light. Transhumanism will rapidly escalate worldwide. Even the average citizen will have access to a wide variety of biotechnology and personal medical devices. People who never make mistakes. Organs that provide Superman-like emotions. Bionic eyes that provide Superman-like emotions. And ears will have opportunities such as prayer-sized brain interfaces used to increase the user's intelligence, synthetic blood that can filter deadly toxins and provide oxygen for hours in a single breath. Thus, every human being will turn into a kind of insurance. People will even go so far that they will create their own minds and realize immortality projects by transferring environments. Thus, they will pave the way for spreading to the entire universe by intelligently integrating matter with the help of high computing power capacity. But what will be the debate about whether immortal people transferred to this synthetic environment have a job existing in their biological bodies or just a copy of that consciousness? People are in two minds about being transferred to a virtual environment after death. While some people are burning with the desire to live forever, will some people find it better to merge with eternity? And at the end of all this, humanity will have an unpredictable future that is brighter than ever in history but also scary.